This episode and the entire year of episodes is proudly brought to you by California Cryobank. Use code QueerFam25 for a free level 2 subscription to their donor catalog. Make them babies, y'all, and then come tell me about them.
Love is love on the Queer Family Podcast. Love is love.
We had our oldest first.
Oh, you went first?
Yes.
Wait, how did I get that backwards? I thought she started.
She started first, but I got pregnant first.
Wait, you guys were trying at the same time?
Yes.
What?
Is that? Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, that's
Dating
crazy.
And trying to get pregnant. We were dating and trying to get pregnant at the same time.
Welcome, y'all, to the Queer Family Podcast, the show all about family, but with gay. And this here episode is another episode in what I lovingly call the Pride Extravaganza. Third time in a row, actually. This is our third annual Pride Extravaganza, which means all through the month of June, you're getting double the episodes of queer family goodness. And woo. This episode is really good. So you get an episode on Monday, you get an episode on Thursday, and it is all really amazing interviews with really amazing people that you're going to love. Especially this one. I had the pleasure of sitting down with Darra Gordon. Dara is the new CEO of Family Equality, the organization that does amazing things for our families. And she will explain it so much better in the interview. So I'm going to let her do that, of what exactly she does and what Family Equality does. But y'all know family equality. I talk about family equality all the time. And, now more than ever, it's so important to have organizations like them who are really putting in protections for families like ours and just our whole community. So I was so honored to be able to sit down and really learn who Dara is, besides the CEO of Family Equality. So we get into her family building journey with her wife, and y'all, so we got sidetracked so many times because we were having so much fun talking. And then I'd find out that, oh, no, you were trying to get pregnant at the same time. Wait, you both chose, you'll see. There are many twists and turns in Dara's journey that are fun and also, very normal for families like ours. So you're going to love it. And of course, we kept getting sidetracked because we have teenagers. Well, I have a tween and she has a teenager and close to teenager. And so, when you have those, life is hard. So we kept getting sidetracked and talking about the things our kids have done. So there's that. We are trudging through Pride Month. I shouldn't say trudging. We are actually having a great time this Pride Month. We love Pride. I hope y'all are having a great time with your Pride celebrations, whatever they may be, wherever they may be. And I hope you're feeling the pride, because that's the whole point. We got to feel the pride. We are a community that has a lot of resilience and a lot of freaking pride. So show it, especially this month and all months, I should say. But yeah, I just took my kids to Great Wolf Lodge. I don't know if they should sponsor this episode, actually. I took my kids to Great Wolf Lodge for a long weekend, and they had so much fun, and I am so exhausted. But it's a good place because they run around the entire time, which is what we want, right? It exhausts them, and it kept them off their screens, which I very much appreciate. So I highly recommend Great Wolf Lodge. Anybody know them to get a sponsorship deal from me? Send them my way, because I'd love a free stay. I'm just kidding. Check them out. It was fun. And I highly recommend those inclusive places. I mean, inclusive resort places. I'm not saying that I don't know how they feel about LGBTQ folks. I hope they love us. They better love us. But I highly recommend those all-inclusive places where the kids are stuck inside or in the vicinity and they can run free. And there's so many activities for them to do. So you don't have to worry so much about them. Anyway, long story short, let's get into this interview. I can't wait for you to hear Dara's story. It's a fun one. And happy Pride, y'all. Happy Pride. Enjoy it. Feel the pride. Feel the love. All right, Helen, Beulah. They're on the couch smoking their cigarettes. Just kidding. I don't have assistants. I feel like I always have to tell you they're fake assistants because so many people have thought they are real and that I'm really mean to these old ladies who sit on the couch and smoke cigarettes and drink whiskey. I don't have an assistant, but they're going to stay characters for a very long time. Helen, Beulah, come on in here. Let's roll that tape. Okay. No, I don't want any of your cigarette. Thank you. All right, let's roll the tape. Here we go.
Queer Family Podcast. Love is love.
And 3, 2, 1.
So, hi, my name is Darra Gordon. I use she, her pronouns. I am the new CEO of Family Equality. Just joined in March, and I am a lifelong nonprofit LGBTQ leader. I'm really excited to do work with previously Hedrick Martin Institute, GLAAD most recently for the last 7 years. So I've helped organizations. I've led them through transformation and growth, tripled in size. And so I am beyond thrilled to have joined Family Equality during this moment. I am also a proud member of the LGBTQ community. I'm a mother of 3, raising 3 children with my wife. Yes, oof. And they're middle schoolers, so they're all like preteen. And I just have a 13-year-old who had a birthday.
I have one middle schooler.
Yes.
Oh, it's a lot. Dara, welcome. It is so awesome to have you. You already did your elevator pitch. It's done. We did this. You did. I didn't even need to time you. It was so beautiful. I know.
I went right in. I don't waste time. I just
you
went
don't.
Right in.
Like a true CEO. That's what you just did. You did it. Amazing. And I can't wait to hear all about everything. So you are the new CEO of Family Equality, which is a really, really important organization that all the listeners better know about by this time, because I talk about family equality all the time. You were at GLAAD before?
Yes.
And what did you do at GLAAD?
So I was the deputy president and the COO.
It's amazing. All jobs I would never hold. Okay, continue.
And then, well, yes. Well, you do you, and right. We all have our part.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But you get it, right? You tell stories, and you create visibility for our community.
I try.
So that's really, what that's about. And then before that, I was at Hedrick Martin Institute, where I started off in development. So I led development and fundraising, and then I was a COO there for 15 years. So I was there for fun.
Amazing. I am happy to have you on board at Family Equality, because Family Equality is near and dear to my heart, because it's like you just said, we're very simpatico, as we both are on a mission to tell the stories.
Yes.
Through storytelling is the best way to create change, I really feel. I mean, I don't know. You probably, as a CEO, probably have other ideas too, but
it's many things. But I think the storytelling, this is what I'm out doing as well, right? I mean, we're part of the fabric of this country, and people need to get to know us.
Yes, they do. They really do. And we're not out there enough, not nearly enough.
Agreed.
Which is bull crap, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Dara, can we take it back?
Yeah.
Let's learn a little bit about Dara personally. I want to know more. So you have 3 children who are already middle school age. So let's take it back to you and your wife, like when you met, and like, what's the story there? I want to learn. I want to know. Okay.
So my wife and we met a little bit later in life. We have a really interesting journey. It's sort of like we went backwards and forwards, and we sort of did things our own way. And I was on a journey to be a single mother by choice at that point in my life. And we found out on our second date that we were both on that exact same journey in that same moment.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Whoa, that's cool. And I just learned that there's an acronym for that. Did you know the acronym? Because somebody just DM'd me and they were like, thanks to you, I became a SMBC. I had to think it through.
Yes, I think we got paperwork about it. Yes, there's a whole. I
was like, what is that? I had to look it up. SMBC. So you were both on that SMBC path. And before this, were you living the gay life? Were you in the queer? Were both of you you were on a date.
So we were on a date. So it was a little bit of an evolution for me. Like always questioned. I always, growing up, it was like, I don't know. Yeah. There was no representation. I didn't even know what I was trying to figure out about myself, because I never saw another lesbian. I never met another lesbian. And so it was always big question mark in my mind. I knew there was something there for me. And then, little moments, again, media, I think somehow, I don't even know why I was there because I was way too young, but I managed to get into Personal Best. Remember that movie? It was an iconic
Lesbian movie?
Storyline.
How have I missed this?
How did you miss that? I can't believe somebody out there knows. Maybe I'm dating myself. I could
No, because I don't think we're that far in age difference.
Oh my gosh, you have to. So it was a moment, and it's about a story of two athletes that have an affair, two women athletes that have an affair. Yeah.
I have to see this movie.
You have to see this movie.
I'm putting this on my list tonight.
I've seen them all. Yes, you have
I thought I had.
And there was just something that it was just that representation. Mm-hmm. Something just woke up. And then, but again, just kept on going, sort of hit it, wasn't really comfortable living my authentic self at that time. And then in graduate school, I met my first bisexual friend. I was on my journey, my nonprofit journey, really steep into social justice. And we were very free and diverse. I met so many different people from different walks of life. And she was kind enough to take me to my first lesbian bar in my 20s, my later 20s. And the rest is her story.
There it is.
Fast forward to my wife.
Wow. Where did you grow up?
New Jersey, Morris Township.
Oh, okay. So not far from, where do you live now?
Pelham, Westchester.
Oh, okay. I'm in the city.
I was in the city for years. And then when I have twins. So then when they started to come along, we realized we needed to get out.
It's hard. It's so hard. With 3, I can't imagine with 3. I have 2. And
you have no idea what my household looks like.
I have no idea. I have a little bit of an idea, but I don't even want to imagine it because I'm already at my wit's end. So I get it. So you come out, her story. Let's fast forward to you and your wife. You both realize you want to be, how far down this path had you gone?
Not very far. It was like a birthday. I was setting up. I was I moved to another apartment. I was really setting myself up.
You're a planner.
I was ready to get started, but I had not yet,
Right.
I always knew I wanted to be a parent. It was a really difficult journey once I did come out. People told me I shouldn't, and society really, dictated it was between a man and a woman. And, but then I was really determined. I was really determined, and I knew it was going to happen for me. And so she was starting. And yes, we weren't true. We said we're going to let's just see what happens between us. We're on this journey, and we'll take it slow. Although, we didn't.
No, of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. Come on now. I already know you didn't because you were having. Okay, so I know. So I say this all the time on the show. We queer folks have the talk about family building really early on all the time because we know there's going to have to be a lot of decisions to be made, and we need to make sure at least some part of it is on the same page. We need to know we both want kids, and then we need to know because you both wanted to become single mothers by choice, but that doesn't mean you both wanted donor sperm. That doesn't mean she wasn't already right. So. Yeah. And that's how I know you started early. That's how I know you kind of U-hauled because you had that on the second date, but.
We did. But we kept moving slow. I was, so there are a lot of decisions, and we both made our own decisions about that. And so we had to really come together.
How did it go? Was this tough?
It was tough. It was tough.
Yeah.
It was really, and we had to be mindful of each other's journey, right? So I ended up getting pregnant. It was not easy. It was, again, the legal barriers, the financial barriers, all of those things. So it wasn't easy. I got pregnant first. She really wanted to carry a child. It was a lifelong dream, something she always wanted to do.
It's just like my wife and I, same. I was hell-bent on she went first because she was older. And that meant we were having 2 kids because I have to carry. And I really cared about the genetic tie. Come to find out, it really doesn't matter. But I really cared. And our daughter was so difficult. She was such a difficult baby that if it wasn't for my stubbornness to want to do it, we wouldn't have 2.
I do know. I do know.
Yeah, well, let's back it up then. So I want to know how that conversation went. I want to know what her plan was and what yours were and how different or how same they were.
It started off, I think, relatively the same, but then you hit barriers, right? And so I think, like you said, you get sort of stuck on the biology. I had this idea of if we're going to really go down this path, we didn't actually get married until our firstborn was born. And then I was like, well, they
Atta
could
girl.
be, like, should we use the same donor?
Right.
And we had to use egg and sperm. We're getting really into it, right? Like for her, because she was older and again, it was just making decisions along the way. And we just made it happen. And we made it happen in different ways because you start the journey thinking one way and then you have to just say my mother gave me the best advice. She said, if you want to be a parent, you be a parent and don't give up and don't worry about how it happens.
This is amazing advice. And it's such great advice for anybody who's on this journey. You cannot hold steadfast to what you think that journey or what that timeline is going to be. Like, it is not going to go the way you think it is. I mean, sometimes every once in a while, some couple I talk to gets lucky and it just boom, boom, boom. But more often than not, it's going to take a lot of twists and turns along the way.
I mean, I think also for our community, it is heartbreaking of what's happening. Like, I know folks that wanted to adopt and they it's perfectly legal in 14 states to just turn away people for who they are, parents for future parents for who they are. And so it's really, there's just a lot of barriers for us, but we cannot give up. We deserve to have our families.
Yeah, this is great advice. Listen to Dara's mom. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Just keep going, however it pans out. So what's your wife's name?
Nicole.
When Nicole was starting out, did she know she was going to have to use an egg as well?
No.
Oh, okay. So you started with, we're going to do donor sperm.
Yes.
And you picked out your donor sperm together?
No, we had done it before we met.
So you already had it. You had already picked out and you had it like on ice, like it was there?
Yes.
Oh
yes,
my God. So then you had to look at each other's donors and what if you didn't like them?
I know it was really, it was.
Oh my God. Oh, I feel like you're about to dish some tea.
I just told, I know. I wanted to use the same. She did not want to. And we, had a compromise and, but I'm so happy because they are who they are. Like they're perfect. Yeah,
exactly.
Perfect.
No matter what decision you make, you're going to get the baby that's meant for you. Just remember that. And you're going to love it. You're going to love whoever you get.
Yeah, I agree. And the biology, again, I feel like it gets, once you're a parent, it just doesn't matter. And you just think in those terms. And I think our society has said that because it's always the law has always leaned to biology.
Yes.
And so I think my other advice is like, just don't get hung up on that. It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
And it's so easy for us to say because we're on the other side of it, right? But I know how it feels. And some people don't care at all, right? And I think that they're better people than me because I was like, no, this needs to happen.
No, I agree. And 10 times LGBTQ parents or future parents are more likely to adopt or foster. And so it is,
which is why it should be open. It should be way more open to our community.
Agreed.
And let's be real, we are the better parents. I'm sorry, to all the non-queers who are listening, we're still
I mean, when you have to work this hard, when you have to think this much, like it is intentional, 100%. I agree.
We are very intentional families, right? Okay, so I keep getting excited because this is fun. Okay, so you had to compromise. So it sounds to me like you both ended up like using your own donor sperm that you had already.
Yes.
And she was going first because she was a little older. And so what happened? So you started the path and then things weren't working with Nicole?
Yeah. We just, we did multiple rounds. And again, it's, we were lucky. We had insurance help, but still not enough. And so at some point, the doctors were just like, it's not, and I also was like I was ready to adopt actually. I was on my last attempt financially, to do IVF and went
IVF
through a whole nother, they found a cyst and it was, it was just physically, they were like, this is really your last, they think that, you're not going to have another one. So I was really, lucky.
That's why this podcast started because it took me 3 years to get pregnant. I was the one to go second and we thought it was just going to be quick and because I was younger. It took me 3 years and I wanted to hear stories like mine. I couldn't find them. So that's why I created this podcast.
I love it.
Because it's so cathartic to hear these stories, especially when you're going through it, to hear stories that mirror your own, right?
Because all you hear is somebody gets pregnant. You don't hear you don't hear anything else except the celebration of either pregnancy or adoption. You know, like you don't.
Yeah. And it's different for non-queer. I say non-queer. I don't say straight. I like to make us the subject. It's different for the non-queer folks because to them, when they have to go through this fertility journey, there is a level of sadness to it and shame that our community does not feel as much. And so the stories, the way they're told are just slightly different, right?
Yep.
It's not, when we go to the fertility clinic, it's a celebration. We're excited. Let's go.
Yeah.
When they go, this is their last ditch effort.
Yes.
With adoption as well, right?
Yeah.
In many cases, not all cases. But so there are different nuances to the way we tell stories just because of, how these things come about. So that's why it's so important to have these stories out there for folks to get information and feel themselves mirrored.
That's why I also am so excited to be at Family Equality because we are the LGBT family organization across the whole journey. And we need to work together with other organizations to make sure people have the information. There is so much involved between where you live, what are your rights, what's your plan, how you think about it.
And then once they're here, do you need the second parent adoption? Do you need a parentage order?
Yeah,
do you need this?
We have to go through that. Yeah, we have to go through that.
We're going to get into that too. Oh, Dara, don't you worry, because I dig deep. But so because when I went through my unexplained infertility, they called it, the doctor he was like, I don't know, we should just get you a donor egg. And I was like, no, I wouldn't do it. So it lasted it went on and on and on and on, which is why your mother's advice is so good and so important. You took this path because you needed to. I kept going, but I could have ended up with a donor egg as well if.
And there's many different ways, which is incredible now. I mean,
Yes.
This is like we have many amazing ways to form our families. So
Yeah.
I agree.
We'll be right back.
Queer Family Podcast.
All right, folks, if you're listening to this here show and you're starting to think, maybe it's time to start building my family, and I'm thinking I might want to go the donor sperm route, I have a promo code for you. You're going to go to cryobank.com. You're going to use code QueerFam25, and that's going to get you a free level 2 subscription to their donor catalog. So you can go in there, see what your options are, see what their diverse selection of donors is. You can see all the things they offer with their level 2 subscription, and you also can get a discount with this code on a level 3 subscription, which gives you even more information about the donors. I always say, you need to make informed choices when it comes to queer family building, and this code is a wonderful way to really, really get yourself informed. And California Cryobank, as you all know, has been helping the LGBTQ community for 45 years and counting. They have services made specifically for our community, and they're a wonderful, wonderful place to get started on your search. So head to cryobank.com, use code QueerFam25, that's QUEERFAM 25, and it's going to get you that free level 2 subscription. Start making those babies, y'all. Or just go shopping and see what you see, and then come tell me about them.
Love is love.
So what was choosing the donor egg like? Because that was unexpected, and I'm sure there was a bit of a feeling of loss there, especially for Nicole.
And again, I think the family unit, I think it was difficult. Like, did I miss my chance, or and again, going through her own life journey. And so, she's 100% Italian, which I don't know if you know Italians.
That matters. I know enough to know that matters, right? Yeah.
So there was this it was, so it was definitely a loss, right? There was like, you give something up, right? And you have to then reimagine and redream. And so that was sort of that experience. Okay, so what do we, what do we want and what do you need? And I was very much around what does she, want and need. And so that was important. So that was like a part of the puzzle of can we find Italian sperm as much as high, there aren't a lot of 100% Italians out there. So between the sperm and the donor, so we just tried to do that much, to have that, that background, to have that connectivity, I guess, in the background.
So you prioritized the heritage.
Yes.
And and looks were, did you try to like model her looks or?
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, if you're going to be 100% Italian, I feel like possibly you might kind of look, I don't know. There's blonde Italians too. I don't know.
There are.
Yeah.
There are.
I'm just assuming she has brown hair. I could be totally wrong.
Could be totally wrong. How did you? Yes. No. You do. But she does. She has brown
okay.
hair. But she has very fair skin. She has very fair skin.
Yeah. So you prioritized heritage. That's another thing that people are always wanting to know. Like, what was your main thing that you were looking for when you found your donor, right?
Yeah.
And this time you got to choose together. So that might have made it even harder, actually.
It was, and again, it was like you're already in love, you're making a plan for the future. And so you're kind of in it, so it is sort of, you make it work.
Yeah.
And it is kind of interesting because once you go down this path, like we did talk about even adopting a fourth. I know we're crazy. We didn't. But once you go down the path, you're just like a child, like you just, you want to give a child a home and you want to raise them. And it's like all those other things.
No, I get it. It's hard to stop. Like I want to, I right after I had my son.
We did.
I was ready to go again. And my wife was like, absolutely not.
I definitely had a moment where.
Yeah. So I don't know what it is about it's the hormones. Okay. So you picked your donor egg, you had the original donor sperm, and then did it happen fairly easily after you put those two things together for Nicole?
Oh yes. There's a whole other story for that because I was on it. I was like two is good, right?
Yeah,
and
right.
If you know the process, you decide to put how many embryos gives you different chances. And so the doctor, I think if memory serves, 2 was like 70%, chance. And it was such a devastating years of trying, and she's like, I just want the best chance that I can get. Like, I don't know how, like a longer I can go through this, but there's a bigger chance of twins. Like, and I was like, I remember us, like, we were in the doctor's office and he's like 1 or 2 and I was like 1. And she was like looking at me like, what? And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? But again, it's just, it was about her, and really making sure that she was supported. So we have twins. Twins.
Oh man, because there's an element to this that is so queer because you still want to carry. So now you're talking 3 at least, right? That's now we know it's going to be 3 kids.
Yep.
So it's not just 2. We got twins, but now there's going to be at least 3, possibly 4.
First, so these were the third. So we had our oldest first.
Oh, you went first?
Yes.
Wait, how did I get that backwards? I thought she started.
She started first, but I got pregnant first.
Wait, you guys were trying at the same time?
Yes.
What?
Is that? Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, that's
Dating
crazy.
And trying to get pregnant. We were dating and trying to get pregnant at the same time.
Well, that's a whole, we got to go into that, Dara. So, okay. Oh my God, there's so many emotions here. So she started, and then she went first, but then you started shortly
after that. Yes, shortly.
And then her journey started to be this long thing. And then, oh my God, the donor egg. Oh, I can't imagine. And then what was that like when you got pregnant?
We were happy. We were thrilled. We were excited. It was like I had been trying for, I think, about a year or so, so it wasn't, but it was, the hormones, the pills, and they moved to like the shots. And it's just like, so we were both really excited. That's
great. I know I would have been neurotic and probably like secretly hated you for a while.
Maybe there was. Yes. I mean, there may have been a little bit. I don't know.
But I'm the neurotic one with all the feelings.
But, then she doubled down. So, she's like, I'll one up you.
And she did.
She
did. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. So when the whole time you're pregnant, she was still trying.
Yes.
Oh my God. So how long was her journey total?
Oh gosh, it feels like a little bit of a blur. I might want to say 2 years, maybe 2 years.
Oh God. Yeah, that's tough. What's their age difference?
8.5 months. 8.5 months.
Oh. So she got pregnant right around the time you gave birth.
Yes.
Oh wow. Y'all were hormonal. And I mean, your household like it's been crazy for decades.
Oh, it's hysterical. Yeah, it was totally. I moved in with her. I was 7 months pregnant. I mean, that was like our moving in. Then we have a picture. We got married when, legally married, and she was huge. Huge. I always joke. I'm like, she was knocked up by it.
Yeah, I was going to say that's so straight of you. That's
oh,
amazing.
it is. Trust me. I thought I was really radically, breaking all the norms. And here I am in the suburbs with 3 children, and I'm on the board of education. And, it's kind of funny.
It's kind of amazing. I love this for you. I think it's amazing. You have the baby, and then you find out you have twins. And that was crazy, I'm imagining. But you got over it.
Clearly.
At some point. Yeah. And of course, now you have them.
Yes. And then she divulged. She's like, well, I kind of always secretly wanted to have twins. And so I was like, oh my gosh. Yep. That was much later that she came clean on that one.
That's so funny. She got what she wished. She got what she wanted. But I remember this conversation with my wife as well, for both of us, actually. I remember we were so afraid of twins. And for both of us, we put in, I think, at one point we put in 3 embryos. Because I put 3 in because mine looked crappy. So they were like, they're going to help each other.
Yes, that was my situation, right? So you're hoping for, your luck.
Just one. Yeah. But we were like so scared that we would have twins. We didn't end up with twins. And actually, I kind of wish we had twins.
Because then you'd be sort of, then.
Yeah. Then,
I don't know. I don't know. It all happens as it should, I guess.
It does. And I love my babies. But so.
You can come visit me, and then maybe you might feel differently.
Right. And they're teenagers now. And what are they? What did you each have? And who are they now?
So, I should say. So our oldest, the one that I delivered, came out last year as non-binary.
Oh, okay. Congrats.
Thank you. And then the twins are boy girl.
And you talk about when your oldest came out as non-binary to you, and
they're very proud of my work.
I
think it's a renewed passion now, creating a world where they can thrive and they have the freedom to build their families. We talk about families, so they're just the sweetest little beings. And at one point, they just started collecting like the flags, really like very into, and, my wife and I are like, oh, look at our, look at our queer,
because you're in a queer household anyway.
What who they were going to grow up to be, but always, and had that, I guess, really created a very affirming, environment. I think though, for any, the attacks, the trans attacks, non-binary, it is a really hostile, horrible environment. So
it's terrible.
They, they see that. They don't live in a bubble. They just turned 13. And it's really difficult, and we affirm every move, but society is society, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So I think it was just an evolution. Again, it wasn't like one day, I think one time I saw their name tags, right? They joined their local GSA. They have like a middle school GSA with like 3 participants, and it's really cute. And they do art, I'm like, what do you guys do? And they're like, we do art. It's just
rainbows.
cute. And then I think one time I saw a label with their chosen pronouns, the pronouns they prefer. And I said, okay, so do you want me to go by that? And then I just, started to ask, again, very trying to let them navigate it, but I'm a Jewish mother. So I always am a little, I ask them a million questions about their lives. So I just said, how do you want me to, what pronouns do you want to use? And it was like
you just kept dropping it.
It's an evolution. Yeah. They're a teenager. So they're also, I think, trying to navigate their identity and who they are. And
yeah, I just had it last night. There was a tween meltdown right at bedtime that I navigated through.
Oh yes.
Always at bedtime. Always at bedtime.
I had one too. I had one last night too. It's the fight over the cell phone, hand in the cell phone. Did you just have the same thing?
Oh my God. She lost her I mean, she's on punishment right now because we took the messaging away on her phone, and
How old is yours? How old?
she's 11.
11. Oh,
And she wasn't being responsible, and she
no.
broke one of the rules. And like this cell phone, we need guidebooks here. We need help.
Oh, it is.
I don't know how to navigate this. Like, because we didn't have this as kids. Everything else I can be like, well, I know I wasn't allowed to do this and this, but this, I don't know. I don't know what to do with this.
I know. And they're really the first generation with this, like
Yes.
as children. And they're not fully formed. Their brains are not making good judgments. They're, like they're
Exactly.
it is so difficult. It is so difficult.
And then their friends have more freedoms than because I guess we're kind of strict about the phone. I don't understand how that's strict, but I guess so. She can't have social media. You can't have social media. I'm sorry, but her friends have it, so she thinks we're just the worst moms in the world. And now she doesn't even have messaging. These group chats, I can't stand.
Oh, they're awful. I know. And that was the whole thing. Like at night, we're like, we are going to take the phones. You're going to learn to like just disconnect.
Yes.
And it's still, they're all different too. For some, it's like not a big deal.
Right.
It depends though. Sometimes it's their lifeline. It feels like it's their lifeline, like their connectivity and their it's so
that's
hard.
that is for my daughter. It's like social. It's social is everything. So like her social life. Oh God, I think they need to make a tween phone that doesn't have messaging on it. Like, why can't they just call each other? I was like, just call your friends. She's like, ew, mom, ew. They'll think something's wrong with me. Yeah. She's like, I can't call. I'm like, just call her. Mom, ew. Wow. Okay. I'm like, I'm going to put a landline in the kitchen.
Oh no. And the greatest is like, we made an agreement. We get to look through their phones if we want to, and we need to. And that is also like,
Well, but we need to, like, I have a monitoring app that's set up. So it alerts us if there's something questionable. So then we go in and she knows. But this is tough. This is hard. And it's all in the name of protecting them, because everything they put out there, it's there forever. Like, my friend just got a new job, and they went through they found every social media account she's ever had. And she got flagged because on somebody's post she wrote, "Good luck, girl. You're going to kill it." And that got flagged, So like.
Yep. We were just talking, we were visiting friends, and her niece is like on social all the time, and she's studying to be a nurse, and they're like, you need to get off of it. Like, you need to get off of it.
They look now it's if you put it down on a screen, it's out there forever.
Yeah.
So you really need to know what you're too young to know. You can't stop yourself.
No, but we're set up though to be so difficult. Like, it should just be, I mean, I can, it's easy to say things like this, but it should just not be available, right? Like, I mean, there were so many it should just not be available until you're 18. Like, it just shouldn't. So, because now we're fighting, to your point, like, this person has this is this. It's like, it's so difficult. And they leave it up to the parents, but there's so many other factors that make it so difficult.
Agreed. So I think that probably by the time our kids are grown and they have kids, there's going to be all these special things that they're not, so to make it easier on the parents, but we're suffering through it.
Yep. We're the first. Yep. Generation.
Oh God. That tween meltdown just got us all over here on this topic. But this is the stuff, right? So and this is the last thing I want to ask about your family building and stuff like that. When the kids were all here, second parent adoption, did you do it? And how quickly did you do it? If you did it, and what are your thoughts on that?
Look, New York is definitely leading the way as far as still a ways to go. So we are, we're in New York. And so at the time, Nicole wasn't able to be on our oldest birth certificate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
why?
So just because they didn't have that, it wasn't legal.
She's 13. So wow, interesting.
We weren't married.
And they wouldn't. Okay, so what did you have to do?
We weren't married. I think if we were married,
but I don't think. But it doesn't matter for non-queers. The
New York, it wasn't.
Teenage parents, the boy goes on.
Yep.
Interesting.
We did an adoption when she was, God, how old was she? She might have been like 4. We have the photo. It's the sweetest photo. So we did. So we
That's
did that. For the twins, we haven't. But I will tell you, one of the things, and again, one of the things we're doing in Family Equality, which is why I'm so thrilled to lead this organization, is protecting marriage equality. And so I wake up every day thinking like, well, what do you know, like immediately, like how will we be protected? And
Yeah.
what if we travel? And,
Yep.
how do we take care of that? But so we did not with the twins, but I'm on their birth certificate and it's also hard to find lawyers that will do that. Some of them are like, you don't need it. I'm like, well,
Every lawyer that I've had on the show has strongly advised to just do it. It's better to button it up. But yeah, I've talked to some folks who couldn't find a lawyer to do it. We found I just used the lawyer I interviewed, actually. He's a gay lawyer. And he was like, I'll do it for you. So we did that.
But which is great because you can. And I think we went through another, and I said, no, that's not true. So they're advising other families not to do it or that you don't like. They can't, and you can.
You can.
So there's there's misinformation out there. I don't think people understand. And so
right.
I'll keep bringing it back to family equality. And that's why I'm so excited to be here, because we need to make sure that we're armed and families have resources and they understand their legal protections and how to protect their families.
Yeah. And family equality is a great resource. So, and you're doing the work, which is really, really important to help put protections in place for us, because they're chiseling away. I don't know who they're going to go for next, but things look scary right now. They really do. And it is, for me, there's a fear in the back of my mind that we're going to be the next ones they're coming for, Yeah,
we are. I mean, not to it's explicit, it's explicit in their playbook. We are, but we keep pushing forward. I think we have to come together and we have to build partnerships, social justice partnerships and allies. And, we are stronger together. And I do think we just cannot get drowned in the fear because it's real. I wake up every day,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's their playbook. It's that ultra Christian right playbook, and they're coming for all of us. And it is scary, but we're strong together. And you don't want to mess with this community. Like,
oh, no. We're not going anywhere. We're here. We're here.
And it's never going to end. You can do whatever you want, but it's not going to stop.
Look, I think we have to also remember, we've made huge progress. Look at this. Look at what we're talking about, and I think we need to fight for our most marginalized. I think we need to keep going and keep making progress together. And so I believe in us.
I believe in us too. We're a strong community. We're great. Yep. We're strong. There's a whole thing happening with my school board here. They put some anti-trans stuff up for votes. And so there's a whole Moms for Liberty chapter that's anyway. And the trans community has been showing up to protest at every single meeting. And I go to them too for 2 years. No, for 1 year they've been showing up. They're going on 2 years. They still show up. They are not going to back down. We are not you don't mess with us.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. We're fighters.
Yes.
We're survivors. We're resilient. It's
yes.
Over time. Yeah.
Yes. Especially the trans community. They have to show up in the streets every day as their authentic selves. The hate that gets thrown at them at all, forget about it.
And yes. And we need to be in it together, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
We are one united group. I love that. There is one more thing I didn't dig into. Your donor. How did you choose your donor?
So my best friend, this, and was like, you're so, left brainer, you need an artsy donor. You need somebody, that can kind of create that balance of who you are. I am really laser focused, very business, oriented. And I love art and I love creativity, but it just doesn't show up. So that was actually that was really I think, it sounds so funny, but the donor is a saxophone player and had some other really creative qualities and
amazing.
So
you went with kind of like, some people go first with medical. Some people go with heritage. Like Nicole, you went with
like a balance, I guess, like a balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To balance out. Yeah.
Because it's also funny because, my wife is an art teacher and I love, and so it felt like a, if there was sort of that opposites attract, like that would be my go-to. So that's,
That happens a lot. But okay, so did the child come out with any special like artistic tendencies?
Yeah, they're an artist. They actually got approved to the art studio program as an 8th grader, which is really huge. I mean, there's only like
nice.
And like I said, my wife's an art teacher, so we have these like studio and access to things, and it is a huge, incredible outlet, and they're really talented.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Animals and art. Those are like, if you want to like, sum them up in it.
That's amazing. And also, like my kids, I was like, they're going to be like this. They are not anything like what I expected.
Well, yeah, I mean, and they are their own, they're just their own people, right? Like they are who they are. It doesn't matter. So yes. I mean, that just happened to be, and they're very.
That one worked out.
Anyways,
that worked out for you.
That one worked out.
I'm happy for you there.
Yeah, but they can't. Yeah, but they can't get out the door on time in the morning. So I think you
overcompensated
when out the door. So
Oh my God, that's amazing. Well, that's the thing. We have to protect our families, and also, we're still in the muck, just like every single parent out there. We're just like everybody else trying to get the kids out the door, and they're 15 minutes late already.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that is one of the things like people don't realize, like we're contributing citizens, and we're just like there's so much. We just have different barriers and more barriers, and you can dig into that even further, but.
Right. Which just makes us more intentional and resilient. No accidents here. Yeah. All right, I have one last question for you, and I'm trying to remember to ask every guest in the Pride Extravaganza this question, but I have forgotten to ask two of my guests so far, which is mom brain. Okay, my final question. It's a big one. You might want to think about it, but it's what does pride mean to you? I feel like we've already talked about it in so many ways, but that's my big question.
I think for me and my family, pride is a celebration. It's a celebration. It's a part of the movement and a celebration of who we are, being proud and standing up strong and coming together.
Yes, I love that. It is a celebration. It's big in my house. We make a big deal.
Oh gosh, so do we. I mean, you should see our house. We
got flags everywhere.
Oh yeah, and our oldest is like, I mean, it is.
Yeah, and now I'm sure. And an artist too. You're going to have so much pride art.
You should go into their room. They've got like flags, and it is,
I love that.
Every day is pride in our house, right? Every day is pride.
That's the way it should be. Every day is pride. Yeah. Every day is pride. It's every day. Oh, this has been great. I'm so happy.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh, this is really nice.
Thank you for coming. I'm so happy to know more about you.
Likewise. I know. Hopefully this will be the first of many conversations.
I hope so. We got to get our kids together. Although I have a 7-year-old and nobody's going to want to hang out with him.
No, that's okay. We put the others to work. I'll give them like some money, and they're very into money now. So I'll be like, they'll watch this. We'll make it work. We'll make it work.
Okay. All right. We'll have a barbecue play date where we can ignore the children.
Yes, exactly.
This is great. Thank you so much, Dara.
Thank you. All right. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Queer Family Podcast.
Before we say goodbye, I just want to say one last thank you to our sponsor, California Cryobank. What you're going to want to do is use code QueerFam25 to get you a free level 2 subscription to their donor catalog. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, California Cryobank.
Love is love.
Whew. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that episode as much as I enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, feel free to listen to another or watch another. I have so many episodes for your listening or viewing pleasure. Just go pick one and enjoy. There's a lot. There really is. And also, if you really do like this show, please, I know I say it all the time, but please do consider supporting the show on Patreon. You're just going to go to patreon.com/The Queer Family Podcast. You're going to pick a tier, you're going to join, and you're going to get that bonus content. And you're also going to get my love and adoration for the rest of my life. I love you all. Thanks for tuning in. Keep on tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.